Okay, hello everybody. Team Moy Reacts is back. It's a lot later in the day than I wanted it to be. I wanted to put out quite a few videos today. It's been a rough start. So over the weekend, I attempted to start a new program, switch it, kind of clean up my audio, clean up my visual, and stuff like that. So this is my first attempt, and I really hope it works, because if it doesn't, I can't react to this song. So Antoine Herbert requested Dax Depression, and you were next. So I really hope this goes through, Antoine. I really do. Thank you guys for everything you've done over the weekend. It's been wild. I thought there'd be like 20 people stopping by over the month span, and it hasn't been that. It's been a lot more. The fan base for these artists that I've been covering have been fantastic. And if you've never heard of one of the other artists in my playlist, check them out, because their fan base is great, the music's great. I'm gonna try this, guys. Let's see what we can do. I can't do full screen. I have to do theater mode, so you're gonna miss parts of the video until I can figure it out. Have fun if you see this. And just like that, in 8 seconds, depression in a nutshell. Completely alone, out at sea, sharks underneath you, lightning, thunder. You're scared, angry, frustrated, depressed. All right, I gotta get through this. Be quiet. That's a great song, man. I love the sound he's been doing. It's not quite, it's like a country lo-fi. I wouldn't call it country and I wouldn't call it lo-fi. It's just like,
I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. Sometimes I sit and I reminisce about the good times. Wish I could get those back. I keep on running these races that go in my mind, and they go on these tracks. I'm not ready to erase all my memories. I fight depression and I let it get the best of me. Now there's nowhere to run.
what do you... This lady. All right, I'm gonna say something. We have things that we carry around, right? And user agreements, they let you know that they do pick up certain things that you've been, certain things that you mentioned. If you ever talked about needing to go to Walmart and then you jump on Facebook and there's a Walmart ad, it's not a secret. It's not a conspiracy theory. These companies tell us that they do it, and they're not alone. There's also the U.S. government, and they have been frank and forward saying that they do in fact record. The song's called Depression. He built up the courage to go outside and strategically, whether it's one of these companies, whether it's the government, whether it's just how he feels social media acts, if he steps out of his lane and he does music that he's not, that people don't want him to do. Maybe he wants to try something different and they say, get back in your hole. There's a bunch of things that this could mean just off of the rip, just off of the minute and 20 seconds. And look at this old biddy. You know, I was in church yesterday and I saw a lady like her, sitting up front, smiling, scowling when people turn around. I know you. Sorry I called her a biddy. I don't know what a biddy is. It's probably not nice. So he finally makes a move towards the door, and the call comes in. He's shown something terrifying, whether it's a war, whether it's a riot, whether it's a virus, whether it's something. He's getting pumped and said, hey, you better go back in that house and do what we told you. Am I crazy? I might be crazy.
Myself, I just brighter days. Sometimes I sit and I just pray for brighter days.
That bottom post-it says cut the whale scene. I want to see the whale.
But I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days.
That sounds so nice.
Sometimes I sit and I reminisce about the good times. Wish I could get those back. I keep on running these races that go in my mind, and they go on these tracks. I'm not ready to erase all my memories. I fight depression and I let it get the best of me. Now there's nowhere to run, nowhere to go. Look around, there's liquor bottles all on the floor.
Yo.
Filling up the space inside my heart and my home.
Yo.
Drowning out these thoughts until they leave me alone. I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. These thoughts are draining all my energy. I try to tell them to God, they said I'm going insane, and then they recommended therapy.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And I go and talk to a man who's getting paid to explain. He started saying that the chemical imbalance is the reason that my brain ain't connecting to accomplishments associated with moving on in life and past the things that my heart cannot contain, so the happiness won't sustain. And he read me my options. He said, here goes a pill, only take 2 eat a meal, and it'll numb how I feel. Numb how I feel. Numb how I feel.
No. All right. Medication is important. I take medication. That is essential. It's not, and it's for my head, right? It's for my mind. And but that's not, you don't stop there. You don't take 2 pills with a meal and then everything's better, right? Big pharma. That's ridiculous. That has to come with the stipulation that you are getting help and therapy, and it has to be talking to somebody. It doesn't even have to be with the therapist, to be honest. If you take medication, you have to work while that medication is working and making you a little less volatile, maybe a little less anxious. When it breaks down and gives you that window, you have to talk to somebody. Anybody. If you can trust in your partner to say the things that you need to say without being hurt or without being just kind of shooed away, do it. And if you don't want to talk to a therapist, if you have a spiritual leader or a mentor, even just someone that you know, that you admire, that you know has your best interest in heart, talk to them. And if you're not going to talk to anybody, don't take the pills. Don't take the pills, because you're clearly not wanting to get better. You clearly just don't want to feel what you're feeling at that moment. And that's called drugs. That's definitely called drugs. That's not called medication. But it's hard. It's hard when you're in that moment to decipher the both. And when you're depressed, it's so much easier to not talk to somebody or to stay in your house. The flow is tremendous too.
To a man who's getting paid to explain. He started saying that the chemical imbalance is the reason that my brain ain't connecting to accomplishments associated with moving on in life and past the things that my heart cannot contain, so the happiness won't sustain. And he read me my options. He said, here goes a pill, only take 2 eat a meal, and it'll numb how I feel. Numb how I feel.
Even the audience at that moment was like, don't do it.
I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help, but I pushed
Look at that doctor.
them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days. Should I drown all these thoughts or should I leave them to float? I've got all of my flaws living inside of this boat. I've been anchored in pain, the weight is making me choke. It's getting harder to breathe, it's pulling right at my throat. I've been hoping for change but don't know how to restart. They say you ain't a man when you're exposing your heart. Then they say you insane until it tears you apart. And then they cut you so deep and they can tell by the scars. We can only see change when we accept who we are.
That's right.
Try to run from the shame and you won't never get far. Don't you bottle the pain and live your life in the dark. You're meant to break from those chains and shine as bright as a star. Don't you ever tell yourself that your depression is the reason you won't make it, or that happiness is not in your cards. Without God you can beat all the odds. Keep your faith and you'll never be lost. And say, I can't find myself. I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help. I think I might need, but I pushed all them away. I took the cards they dealt, and there's nothing I can change. So when I'm by myself, I just pray for brighter days.
Wow. Wow. The facade, the social facade. This has a lot of thoughts attached to it. Let me know what you guys think about whether or not it's just society that was kind of running the experiment on Dax, whether it was the pressures of fame, whether it was the government's intervention with how people receive information, what they watch on TV. Because we did see a couple of times where the different people that were watching the Dax show had different reactions at different moments. Really interesting. And as always, I watch them immediately after I record. So hopefully you guys hear this. If it doesn't get through, Antoine, you're never going to see this. But if I could somehow get it to you in private, I will. Because I can't react to it again. And you deserved it. You asked me for a few songs. This is the only one that you requested that I hadn't seen yet. So thank you guys. I really hope this works. If it doesn't, I'll just have to go back to Streamlabs. I will talk to you guys soon. Hopefully. Bye.